Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone who's already joined the stream, and we are here for the PSGL Austrian Grand Prix live from the Red Bull Ring for round 11 of season 20. And well, we've had 10 rounds already and we only have 3 rounds of the season to go, indeed, of the F1 2017 era in PSGL F1. So we're just waiting for the lobby to be put together. New host tonight, because the big news coming out of PSGL F1 is that Ashbest will be missing the final 3 rounds of the season. At least that is the strong rumour. So Lewis has a great chance of winning the championship. So I'll go through the championship standings shortly. Just making sure everyone is there. Yep, good. Had some sound issues with a test stream I did earlier, but it seems like everything is dandy. So just seeing who's in the chat. We got JP as usual. Then we got Batkid, Colonias. Oh yes, he was from the classic race last week. So good evening to you. Game Freaker supporting Npyne and QPRBeasts tonight. So fellow Renault drivers there. Renault Drivers Union. And then we got Leon Bentley. Hello there. And then Josh as ever in the chats. The Epic Gamer. And then some of the PSGL F1 who just sort of have the stream going by so they can listen out to the strategy, which is not too bad a strategy. As the countdown begins for the usual 12-minute qualifying session, followed by 50% race. And hello to Dale as well. So get chatting, let me know what your predictions are for this race. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. Ashbest leads the championship on 112 points with a 16-point gap to VSR Lewis, but as I mentioned just a minute ago, Ashbest will be missing the final 3 rounds of the championship. But given what I've seen in league racing over the years, don't be surprised if he makes a miraculous appearance to try and snatch his championship away from Lewis before the end. But I think we can hopefully safely say that he is missing those 3 races, which is a shame for the title battle, but it is what it is. So the simple maths is, if Lewis wins the race tonight with his superior win record, he will take the lead of the championship on callback for the wins earlier in the season, which would effectively make him the champion. Now in terms of the drivers below Lewis, XJackLacey and CCbrain mathematically could also win the championship ahead of Lewis, but of the 2, I believe only actually no. So Lewis is actually the only person who can win the championship at that point. So no. Got my maths all wrong. It's been a long day. I do apologise. So we're gonna, and we have a wet qualifying session. Wow. A wet qualifying session then for PSGL F1. We have 16 drivers here today. So just some pre-race notes for you to all keep an eye on. We had quite a few, let's say, close moments in the Italian Grand Prix last week, but there were some penalties dished out by the PSGL stewards. So here they are then. XJackLacey was given a race ban for controversial comments towards the race stewards after the race. So I guess he made some Sebastian Vettel a la Mexico 2016 style comments and told them to F off, I guess. So he's now got a race ban, so that's why XJackLacey is not here this evening. AMS will have 10 seconds added onto his race time tonight after picking up a penalty. And Lickle, you will see him on track, but very briefly. He has a qualifying ban and he will have a 20-second time penalty added to his race result wherever he finishes. Those are your main penalties. We've got a few other absentees. Ashbest, of course. XJackLacey, as I mentioned, that's the race ban. Looks like Greedy again is not here. So we've got 16 drivers in the grid tonight. Some of those who featured in that absolutely fantastic Classic Invitational we saw on the channel last Wednesday. That was a real entertaining race to cover. So as I mentioned, XJackLacey on 53 points, CCbrain on 49 and Cliffy on 42, who arguably is the most informed driver in PSGL F1 at the moment. Since his return, he had 2 points at China, but he was, if the weather had gone his way, he could have won that race. But after that, a podium at Japan, a victory at Singapore, and 2nd place in Italy from the back of the grid. So he's in outstanding form. But you know, in terms of form, apart from that race he missed in Japan, well, VSR Lewis, Ashbest's closest championship contender, well, he's been on the podium 6 out of the last 7 races, so you know, he'll be hungry today to get that victory, which would effectively win him the championship. Now, if Ashbest were to make a miraculous appearance at the last race, for example, then Lewis, if he wins 2 out of the 3 of the final races of the season, he will be the champion regardless, because he will have a superior win record to Ashbest. But it's a tricky interconditions for VSR Lewis, and we'll go on board with him actually, see how he copes, because Lewis's dry pace this season has been phenomenal, just as Ashbest has been. But unlike Ashbest, Lewis in the wet hasn't been quite as impressive at times, and he takes quite a narrow line in turn 1. It might be validated there. We'll just have a look at the time as they run up to the end of sector 1. Very short sector 1 here between turns 1 and well, I mean, this is turn 3 according to Formula 1. There's like a tiny little kink just past the DRS activation zone, but you know, it's effectively turn 2, really. And then we're into what would be the second DRS zone, the first DRS zone rather, but it's obviously disabled at the moment. As we go into turn 4 through the speed trap, which is just before turn 4, and then sort of keeping a tight line here before going as wide as possible, so you can take turn 5 and 6 as fast as possible. Now those yellow and green curves on the outside of that particular corner in turn 6, very, very tricky. If you go a bit too wide, you can easily fly off them and into the gravel, and obviously heavily compromised races. Cliffy sets the early pace for 1:14.858. Let's see what Lewis can do, although we really struggled going into turn 9 and then into turn 10. Let's see what sort of time this is. I don't think this is going to be near Cliffy's time, so I think he'll be going again. Yes, it's only 5th place for the driver who's currently in 2nd in the championship. Now Ashbest's absence for the final 3 races, if indeed he does miss those 3 races, really affects the Constructors' Championship as well. It's a 20-point gap between Ashbest and AMS and McLaren, and Lewis and MaxiLuca on 125 points. Obviously Mitch Emery's victory in one of his only 2 races was quite a big contribution to Toro Rosso's fight back. But let's focus on some other drivers for the time being. So Cliffy, well, I mean, whether it's PSGL or Inside Line Racing, he's been in top form of late, really looking like the Cliffy of old from last season. You know, when the start of this season, he just didn't look like his old self. But, you know, he left the league, he took a break, he's come back, and now he's really back in as one of the, in my opinion, the top 3 drivers in PSGL F1 at the moment, along with Ashbest and Lewis W03. So I'm still calling him that. VSR Lewis, I will get used to calling him that. Yellow's in sector 3 then. CCbrain puts the time down a little bit more, 1:14.752 for Williams. Abiodun goes 3rd for Ferrari. So it was a very disappointing race for Ferrari last week at Monza, with Lordyboy and Abiodun having pretty terrible races, it has to be said. So they'll be hoping for better here at the Red Bull Ring. And speaking of the Red Bull drivers, Joelianomanu and Paudie are in the unfortunate position of being at the very bottom of the Constructors' Championship. So they're in the wooden spoon position, just a point behind Ferrari. So 24 and 23 points respectively for Ferrari and Red Bull. That is one of the Red Bull's head. Was that Joelianomanu? Yes, it is. So let's follow Joelianomanu. Oh, it looks like MaxiLuca has had a disconnect and he's trying to rejoin the session. Hopefully there won't have to be a restart as a result of that. We shall see. So for Joelianomanu and Paudie, they really want to try and avoid the embarrassment of finishing bottom of the Constructors' Championship. It's been quite a struggle for them, but here on home soil for the Austrian team, I'm sure Helmut Marko and Christian Horner will be willing them on to get some points, just to get them above Ferrari at least. So the top 5 in the Constructors' Championship is 145 points for Ashbest and AMS, Lewis and Maxi on 125, 88 for Big C and JackLacey, Greeny, CCbrain on 65, and Cliffy and QPR are rapidly rising up the ranks for Renault. They are on 64 points. But Greeny missing, and Cliffy and QPR both here. Well, if they can both get into the points, then I think Renault will be going above Williams today. So Let's have a look at the gaps quickly. Quite spread out fields, unusual for PSGL F1 this season. 1.6 seconds between the top 14, and only one driver is within 2/10 of CCbrain's current benchmark time. But the rain has stopped, and it looks like the track is beginning to dry out. So expect these times to start to go down. But will it be dry enough for the hardest compound? That will be an interesting question. Here we have Ultra Softs, Super Softs and Softs available. Cherry2Pie has fitted the Super Softs in the pits, but none of them have come out yet. Will any of the drivers be brave enough to go for a last minute dash? We could have a really mixed up grid here. Whoever can cope. But is anyone out on track? Just want to have a look to see how wet the track is. There is still a lot of spray, but the rain has most definitely stopped. And it looks like it's drying out quite quickly, has to be said. There's gaps in the blue in the sky through the clouds. Still quite a bit of spray, standing water especially. Oh, that was a tricky turn 9. Still looks pretty treacherous there on the curbs. Is anyone going to wait till the last minute? Very short lap, of course, here. One of the shortest laps on the calendar. So even if you leave with like a minute and a half to go, that's plenty of time. But anyone who's on an out lap right now, they need to get back to the pits quickly and fit some tyres on. Lewis is actually out on an out lap. He's currently only in 7th position. How dry is it going to get? I'm sure one driver is going to gamble, but still looks a bit too wet for dries at the moment. But this is quite a fascinating situation for the PSGL F1 grid. Who is going to gamble on dry tyres, if anybody? Can Lewis get away from 7th place and gain some time? Because even though it may not be dry enough, it will still be quicker times for the Inters. So that 1:14 that CCbrain currently has, I don't think that's going to stand by the end of the session. So CCbrain, even though he's in provisional pole, if he doesn't get around, the DRS has been enabled. Look at that. And now currently fitted. Look, a lot of drivers looking to go on the dries. So we are going to get a gaggle of activity. Who's going to be able to handle the damp track and put a time in? But Lewis returns to the pits, and I tell you what, it's going to be very tight for him to get back out with the animation and everything. Has he made a mistake here? Because if he doesn't get back out in time, he will surely be towards the back of the grids, which is not what he wants to do if he wants to win the race and effectively take the championship. A pole position could go to anybody. The track will keep drying, the track will continue to evolve. Still looks treacherous out there though. The Lordyboy actually come out onto the Inters still, so keep an eye on that. Oh, there's not much grip down that turn 4. The critical story is in a moment, can Lewis get out in time? It's a short pit lane here. I think he's got half a chance. All the cars are going out, but there's going to be so much traffic. No sign of activity at the Toro Rosso garage yet. Keeping an eye on him because this is really critical for the championship. Or is there activity? There's a Toro Rosso. There is Lewis right there, coming out of the pit lane. He's got just over a minute to get round, but he's going to have to slow down for fast-moving cars like CCbrain, who's just going around turn 1. But he should be able to just get out of the way. But it could be a second for Lewis, but he's going to have to get a move on. But let's see what his sector times are like as he goes through the first sector. 17.1992. I'm not sure that's actually faster than what he's doing. CCbrain, I believe, was one of the first. Let's see, where's Cliffy? Cliffy's about to start his flying lap. What about Oogie Azeem? I think he's about to start one as well. But we'll go back to Cliffy. And Oogie Azeem goes up to 8th place. It's only a 1:15, so it's not exactly a blistering time yet. So let's have a look at CCbrain, because he's sort of on the first real lap. And there's Big C, a 1:11.034. So the time has tumbled. Look at the gaps now. There's traffic though at the final corner. CCbrain's going to get massively compromised by MaxiLuca. But can he cross the line to put another timer? Well, that's a stonewall block from MaxiLuca. I mean, what on earth was he doing there? It's a 1:10.723, so it's still quicker. And Lewis, he did go over the line in time, I think. I think he just made it. Must have been by the merest of seconds. Lordyboy didn't make the right choice. Who's getting near to the line now? Anyone near the line? I think Cliffy's going to be one of the first. Where's Big C actually? No, he's back behind. So Cliffy, he's 4.1 seconds on the base, but I think he's about to smash his previous best. And he heads for the line now, and it's going to be a 108, 129. Oogie Azeem with 109, Npyne with 108. Where is Lewis? Big C will cross the line. He's only in 6th. But what about Lewis? He's got traffic up ahead. He's going to be into the dirty air of those two cars ahead. He's currently 11th, but can he pull it back? So 107.765 from Abiodun. Time's getting faster. Oh, big distraction from there, but Lewis heads for the line. What's it going to be? He's done it. PSR Lewis has taken pole position by a huge amount of time. He just got over the line, and being the last guy on track, he's taken it by over 0.6 of a second. Well, he has got it out from the bag. Fantastic lap from Lewis under the maximum pressure. So then Lewis takes pole position. Abiodun with his best qualifying result in PSGL F1 to date on the front row. Blizard in 3rd, QPRBeasts in 4th, and Cliffy in 5th. A brilliant qualifying for Renault. AMS in 6th, Npyne in 7th, Paudie in 8th, Big C in 9th. Oogie Azeem was 2nd for a few moments, and he dropped down to 10th. CCbrain, MaxiLuca, Cherry2Pie, Lordyboy and Joelianomanu and Lickle make up the grid. But those on the top 10, of course, will be starting on those tyres, because they are dry tyres after all. But so Lewis now, he did what he had to do. That's 1/2 of the job. But qualifying is one thing, but a long race like this one to come is another thing entirely. And we don't even know what the weather for the race is going to be. But that was a memorable qualifying session. But I'd be really interested to know how much time Lewis had, because he must have crossed over with barely a second or two before the session was called off. But I do think CCbrain on that first flying lap, I mean, even though it was blocked, it may not have made a difference because the track was still getting faster anyway. And here we go then. Countdown then to round 11 of the PSGL F1 Championship from Austria. Lewis vs Abiodun on the front row with Blizard and QPRBeasts and Cliffy just behind. Let's see then. 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. And it's a really good start from the Ferrari. But Lewis gets up through the gears and just about holds him off. Abiodun, who looks for a dive down the inside. And Blizard and Cliffy has made a monster of a start. And he's up to 4th already, past his teammate. And up ahead, Blizard and Abiodun going side by side. Blizard looking for a move down into turn 3. And they go side by side, almost 3. Oh, Cliffy has hit the back and he's collected his teammate. A bit ambitious to go around the outside there. And Lordyboy just behind, dropping down to 10th. So for the time being, the 2 VSR drivers are 1 and 2. And Big C, it's calamity at turn 4. Big C and Cliffy making contact. Massive concertina effect down at turn 4. I'll be surprised if there hasn't been a lot of wing damage. And behind MaxiLuca, struggling for grip for some reason. Yeah, look, he's got damage, missing end plate, so that would explain the missing downforce. And he's dropping place after place after place. And he's going to probably be last by the end of the lap, and surely he'll have to pit. But Cliffy made a great start, but he's already lost time, and he's lost part of his wing as well, and there's going to be multiple pit stops. Yeah, at least 2 pit stops, MaxiLuca and Cliffy, so what a shame for him as Lewis gets to build an advantage. Abiodun, he's kept a calm head despite all that contact at turn 3, and he's in 3rd position, so looking for his first podium in PSGL F1. But now AMS flying the honour for McLaren today with his World Championship teammate not here tonight. He's currently in 6th position. He's got to try and do a job and keep McLaren in the fight for the Constructors' Championship, even though it's a really tall order. But MaxiLuca is certainly out of the race now. terms of the battle for points, unless of course there's more incidents. They've just got to keep going. So AMS looking to make a move on Npyne. Yeah, it was a very scrappy lap for some of the drivers out there. So Cliffy and MaxiLuca having to make first lap wing changes, so that's going to massive compromise. But it is a very short lap, so if you've got the pace, there is a chance of getting back up at least in the lower end of the points. But, you know, in terms of the high places, definitely going to be gone for them, unless of course they can make a one-stop work from here. Tyre wear's quite severe here due to the sheer cornering speeds the tyres are put through. So some drivers will be doing a two-stop, especially the super soft runners. Those who can stretch out one stop will have the advantage, but they'll be very slow at the end of the race compared to those two-stopping. So like I say, it's a short pit lane. Time lost in the pit lane is between 16 to 20 seconds, so it's not a lot really. So let's have a look at Blizard, because Blizard is actually keeping Lewis honest. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, so their first use of it should be on the start-finish straight. 25 watching at the moment, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed this race, then leave a like, I'd really appreciate that. So let's do a rundown of the top 10. Lewis, Blizard, Abiodun, QPRBeasts, Npyne, AMS, Cherry2Pie, Lordyboy, Big C and XJackLacey is up to 10th from the back of the grid, so a great start for him. So let's see who the winners and losers are from the opening laps, as Blizard continues to close in on his fellow VSR driver. So then, big winners, Cherry2Pie and Lordyboy gaining 6 places, Lickle as well. The biggest loser, without shadow of a doubt, Cliffy, losing 10 places at the start. I mean, he made a great start to get past the teammate, but then it all went wrong at this particular corner. These two, and it's a great exit from Blizard, and actually he's looking a bit pacier than Lewis at the moment, as MaxiLuca picks up his customary trademark penalty, the flying throne of Formula 1 in PSGL. Look how close Blizard is getting to the back of Lewis. So Lewis, you know, most of his wins this season, he's not had it easy. He's had to battle someone, be it Ashbest or one of the other drivers. And I think once again, they are leaving Abiodun for dust. And speaking of the battle for third, QPRBeasts is just outside the DRS range. So he's had a bit of a difficult second too, because he was a bit closer to him. DRS enabled for the Haas driver. Can he close in? He's not going to be close enough to make a move here, so he's going to have to try, you know, build up the pass here. You know, get a good exit out of turn 1. We've got yellows in sector 3. Oh, something's happening to Lickle. What's happened to Lickle? Oh, he's come in. He's had an incident with someone, and it's a wing change to the Force India driver. Oh, dearie me. So we'll go straight back to the battle for the lead here. Look how close Blizard is this time. Blizard is certainly considered by some to be, you know, a really future force of this division if he sticks around for F1 2018, and he's showing why. He's matching the race pace of VSR Lewis up ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry for him. you did get a fair few penalties recently though. But yeah, I'm sure you're better than you were. But back on to the race. Seeing what other battles there are at the moment, but I think we'll stick with this. Joelianomanu for Red Bull, closing in on Lordyboy. The battle for the wooden spoon is spotting up there, but Abiodun doing a brilliant job for Ferrari so far. If he can get third place here, that could basically relegate Red Bull to the wooden spoon no matter what. Let's have a quick look down the order, because it looks like Pine has been overtaken by AMS, and now Cherry2Pie, the other Haas, one Haas in second, the other in 7th. Look at these two drivers up ahead. Now actually, Cherry2Pie is on the softs at the moment, so he's the highest soft runner. So let's have a look at the tyres. So ultra softs for Blizard, Lewis on the super softs. So that would explain why Blizard has got such good pace at the moment, because he's got a stronger tyre. As Cherry2Pie looks to close in, and now Npyne looking to come back at AMS. I unable to do so. QPRBeasts is close back within DRS range of Abiodun, so it could be a battle for third on momentarily. We've got yellows in sector 2, and MaxiLuca is out of the race. So Lewis is not going to get any support from his teammate because he is out of the race and he has crashed just up turn 4. So he must have lost control of the car coming out of the exit. So that's our first retirement of the race. But Blizard, you know, he's got the superior tyres at the moment, but they're going to start to be going off. So if he's going to make some impact with this, he's got to try and make a move on Lewis right now. Hopefully nobody leaves the session because of course that would make the slipstream go. Blizzard's getting close, but he's not close enough. So he's going to have to hang behind him and then oversteer on the tyres as he comes out on the traction. Npyne though being left now slightly by AMS. Let's have a look down here. Joelianomanu trying to get past Lordyboy. He did pass him earlier, but it's been retaken. He's got Oogie, Azeem and Paudie behind him. So it's a nice four-way scrap for the final point here. Cliffy is showing excellent pace at the moment. Let's have a look. Not really close shot yet. Let's just keep an eye on this for a few more moments. Just want to see what happens here because Oogie's looking good on these super softs at the moment. Lordyboy runs wide out the final corner. Oogie's team will find it difficult though because Joelianomanu will have DRS as well, but Oogie's actually got better straight line speed. Will he go for a move down the inside? He is going to go for at least half a move. Might picks up a warning there, and that's compromised his exit. And the other Red Bull, Paudie, is going to pounce for 12th position. He's going to have the inside for turn 3. Goes down the brakes, and the other Red Bull ahead attacking the Ferrari. Lordyboy, oh, Lordyboy's been spun around, and they've made contact, and that's going to allow Oogie and Paudie to gain 2 places. So Oogie is now in 10th position. Lordyboy, I don't know who's got damage. Is it? I think it's the Red Bull who's got the damage. He's missing part of his right wing. What about Lordyboy? Oh, Lordyboy's missing options. So they've both got damage out of that contact, possibly. So Oogie Azeem, he'll be saying thank you very much, like Nico Hulkenberg at the weekend. He's up to 10th position. Joelianomanu having another frustrating race in PSGL F1. Stuck behind the Ferrari. Lordyboy. Neither of the Red Bulls in the points. It's not looking good for their chances to avoid the wooden spoon at the moment. But look at that, Joelianomanu dives down the inside of turn 9 and runs miles wide. He's going to lose the place. So that is a move of pure frustration and it's not worked out. We're going to have to move on from the midfield back towards the front. So AMS has really dropped Npyne, who's really struggling now for pace, which is surprising because he's on a step down on tyre. I think the old stock runners would be struggling a bit more, but it seems like a few like Npyne not able to get the pace down. He's still in 6th at the moment. The soft running Cherry2Pie is beginning to come to the fore. So then the gap between the top 2, about a second. QPRBeasts has really dropped off the back from Abiodun, so those ultra softs are obviously starting to fall off quite substantially. So those starting on the ultra softs, there'll be 2 stopping, I would imagine. So Lewis is looking very good for the championship at the moment. But until I see Ashbest not turning up for those final 2 races, if indeed Lewis wins today, I don't think I'm going to call him champion yet. Lordyboy not getting the best exit out of turn 1, and watch out for CCbrain. Rapid Williams just behind him. He's fancying a bit of this action. Npyne goes defensive. The Haas are in. So if Npyne squeezes the Haas too much, CCbrain might have a chance to take them both, but actually they give each other plenty of space, so really good driving from the 2. The CCbrain is right there. Terrible camera view. Let's turn the HUD off so we can see everything. And can CCbrain find a gap to overtake these 2? Oh, the CCbrain, Npyne has run massively deep, and he's going to lose 3 places, and he spins it around as well. Oh dear, unfortunate times for Npyne. Just fought a little bit too hard and he's lost his wing, and that could be the end. What a disaster for Force India today. Npyne, well, bang wheels CCbrain and got his braking all wrong, and that is the end of his race. Another retirement for him, but unfortunate. So Cherry2Pie moves up to 6, CCbrain up to 7, Big C up to 8, Oogie Azeem moves up to 9th, and finally we have a Red Bull in the top 10 here at Austria, and that is Paudie, who's currently 4.5 seconds ahead of his teammate. And Lordyboy, incidentally, has had to make a pit stop for a broken wing, so he's now the last of the 14 runners we currently have. So a lot of wing change already, and I suspect Joelianomanu is going to have to make one when he pits as well. So the closest battle on track at the moment is between Cherry2Pie, CCbrain and Big C. So can CCbrain close on to Cherry2Pie? Nice over the shoulder view here as we hurtle down to turn 4 through the speed trap. It's lap 11 of this 36 lap PSGL F1 Austrian Grand Prix, and we've seen some pretty fierce racing already, which is the second half of the season has really delivered some fantastic racing, and some which is and CCbrain runs a bit wide actually, getting a bit of gravel on the right tyres, and that's going to make it a little bit tricky for the following corners. So it may allow Big C to close in. I mean, Big C will admit by his own high standards it's not been a vintage season for him, but he just hasn't had the time to put the practice in that he would like. He's going to still be enjoying his racing as ever. So CCbrain trying to close in on Cherry. Cherry's in a good position strategically right now. If he can stretch this stint out and not fight too hard, the one stop certainly a possibility for him. I'd say that compared to Italy last week, tyre wear pretty severe here. So if you fight too hard, you will have to stop twice. It's as simple as that. So CCbrain, can he get close enough for a move? Lock of the tyres from Cherry2Pie up ahead. That's not going to do him any good. It looks like Blizard has really dropped off the pace. So let's have a quick look at Abiodun. He's closing in on Blizard. Is Blizard going to think about a pit stop here? He's taking an inside line. No, he's going to keep going for the time being. The Ultra Softs, lap 12, they're beginning to go off. There's no question about it. Look at the pace of QPRBeasts as well. He's really dropped off behind Abiodun. So the Super Soft runners are really in the ascendancy at the moment. Abiodun having his best PSGL session so far. Complete contrast to Italy last week, which is caught up in lap 1 chaos and then just meekly retired. But today he's in the fight for a podium, and he's got a 5-second gap to QPRBeasts. So he's looking excellent for that podium at the moment. So in terms of pit stops, the only drivers who have stopped were those for wing changes. So none of the top 12, sorry, the top 11 have stopped yet. But I think Blizard, judging by that undersea just got out turn 4, he will be stopping very soon. He's now 2.5 seconds on Lewis. Lewis, the de facto championship leader, if he can catch Ashbest point total, he's looking really good right now. It's quite a tightly packed field though, so he might come out of traffic. Abiodun goes round the outside as Blizard breaks very early for the pit lane. Let's see if he gets the pit entry right. Yeah, crosses the boards and gets it right. And QPRBeasts, so the other Ultra runner pitting as well. So Lewis will carry on. Abiodun moves up to second. So Blizard will fit the softs. I'm sure QPRBeasts will do the same. Yes, softs for Blizard and QPRBeasts. Paudie in the pit lane as well. Oh no, is that a double stack at Red Bull? I think he had a penalty as well. Oh, what a long stop for Joelianomanu. Well, I don't think it was double stack. I think he may have had a penalty as well. Or the animation just didn't kick in, but he was effectively double stacked there, given the way the game reacted to Joelianomanu. So Joelianomanu, one of the most experienced drivers in PSGL F1, he is flat last and way off the points now. So Cliffy back into the points actually, but he may have to stop again. So your race order on lap 14 after that first sort of wave of pit stops. Could be a few more laps before we see any more. It's Lewis, Abiodun, AMS, Cherry2Pie, CCbrain, Big C, Oogie, Azeem, Blizard, QPRBeasts and Cliffy. But AMS has pitted actually. 15 laps he's managed on the super softs, so he's pitting for the softs. So he's gone for probably the conservative version of the one stop, where he starts on the super softs and goes back onto the slower tyre. AMS get out ahead of his teammate, ahead of Cliffy? Yes, he will. So he'll come out to clean air, so he'll be very happy with that. We can see QPRBeasts just down the road, so, you know, these two aren't out of the fight for a podium yet, because I don't think they'll have to stop again. I wonder, will we get any rain in this race? We've had some late rain in a few races. Cliffy spectacularly taking advantage of that. Singapore, of course. Let's have a quick look at Lewis. Well, he's just so serene for him at the moment. Those tyres look pretty good condition. He's now entering his 16th. Abiodun then will pit. Can he get the car slowed down? Yes, he does. Cherry2Pie will move up to third position, but where's Blizard? Has Blizard had a decent lap? Has he been caught up in traffic? No, I think he'll comfortably get past. CCbrain then and Big C pit. They're looking for the undercut over Cherry2Pie when he eventually pits, because Cherry2Pie is going to go long into the race and come out, I would suspect, to the super softs at least, or the ultra softs. And to be honest, if you go that long on the softs, come on the ultra softs, you just may not have enough laps to make back up the time, so it's going to be interesting. So Cliffy, CCbrain comes out in 9th, Big C in 10th, well clear of Paudie and Lickle, so they've got some nice clean air. Well, Big C not so much, of course. So Lewis has a 14-second lead to Cherry2Pie at the moment. They have not pitted, so only the top three haven't pitted in this race so far. Oogie Azeem, we know his tyre wear is superb. He's under pressure from Blizard in the battle for third. So Lewis then pits from the lead of the race. Blizard is going for a brave move down into turn 9, but no, he backs out, and I think that is a wise choice. Lewis then will pit. How close is Blizard going to be? He could be pretty close, you know. I think Lewis will just get out of the pit lane ahead of him as Blizard dives down the inside of Oogie. And there is Lewis coming out the pit lane. Look how powerful that undercut was. And actually, Blizard is going to have a sniff, actually, going for Lewis. Lewis will go defensive immediately. So they're going to go side by side, going into turn 3. But Lewis defends the place nicely. Both on the same tyres now, but Lewis will have cold tyres. He's got to get them up to temperature quickly. So this is going to be Blizzard's chance. Will there be a gap to go for? There is a gap to go for. He's going to go for it. But Lewis, I have to say, really controlled. He got slightly tapped by Blizzard. You know, it was just sort of racing contact. He managed to control it, unlike Npyne, who sort of outbraked himself into the gravel. So Lewis defending brilliantly twice as he gets his tyres up to temperature. But Blizzard, I mean, the undercut, insanely powerful. The next question will be for these two: how long is Cherry2Pie going to go? Because they're going to catch this guy quickly. And will the Haas teammate Cherry2Pie play interference for Blizzard? Because Lewis and Blizzard, I believe, will be going to the end of the race, so that's it for their pit stops. So can Cherry2Pie have an effect? Oh, Lewis picks up a 3-second time penalty at turn 1. So if Blizzard can just keep within 3 seconds of him, he could be on for the net victory, because Cherry2Pie has still got a pit, of course. Lewis has the pace to eke out that gap. 3-second time penalty for Lordyboy as well. I don't believe Blizzard has any penalties yet. So Blizzard can see his teammate. Will they be communicating with each other? Will Gene Haas be sort of telling Cherry2Pie, throw a spanner in the works to the Toro Rosso driver behind, so that our other guy can get the victory here? Very interesting. Will Cherry2Pie defend it like Ocon against Hamilton, in that he doesn't defend at all, or will it be a bit more feisty than that? We're about to find out. Lewis, the DRS opens, but I don't think it's going to be close enough for him turn 1, so he's going to build up the move, try and get the move done for turn 3. Much fresher tyres, of course. Blizzard not really close enough at the moment. Cherry2Pie, oh, he's leaving the inside open. I don't think Blizzard would be impressed by that defending. Blizzard's going to follow through, and almost gave him a slight tap in disgust at the lack of defending. And meanwhile behind, Abiodun just dived down the inside of Oogie Azeem to move up to 4th. So Oogie Azeem dropping places. He's going to be somewhere near Paudie, I think, when he eventually pits. But is he going? He's trying to go deep into the race and finish on the ultra softs. You know, he's on 19 laps. Actually, wait a minute. Did he have to pit on the first lap for a win? No, he didn't. He hasn't pitted, so he's on 19 laps on the super softs. Far more than anyone else has managed. That's pretty impressive. Lewis is now just nearly out of DRS range here. Trying to eke out the gap, but yeah, Cherry2Pie, I don't think he was really bothered about the team situation for Blizard, because he just basically told Lewis, yeah, here you go, overtake. But hey, it can't always be awesome defending. Cherry2Pie running his own race, and that's fair enough. He didn't want to waste any entire life or time fighting Lewis, and you know, got to give the guy sticking to his strategic guns, but it has been at the expense of Blizzard, because if he hadn't blocked up Lewis a little bit, could have given Blizzard a chance to get past. The Big C picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's currently down in 10th position. So the fact that Cherry2Pie is going this deep into the race, you know, he must be looking to finish on the ultra softs. So I don't see the point of going this deep into the race to finish on the super softs, but we will see. Blizzard within the DRS zone. Lewis. Let's have a look behind, because Abiodun has also caught up to the back of Cherry2Pie. So just reminding you of Lewis. Lewis has to win this race to take the lead of the championship. It is a superior win record, as Lewis and Blizzard exchange fastest laps. They're so close up air, but just gonna. And Lewis picks up another time penalty. He's now got 6 seconds. It's going to be a tall order for him to win this race now. So this championship may be going another round at least. Long way to go yet. We're on lap 21. Abiodun dives down the inside, and he is back up to 3rd place and onto the podium. What a brilliant race the Ferrari driver is having. Is Blizzard any closer? No, he's not. Not at all. Back to Cherry. Can he come back? No, he's got no DRS, so it's going to be impossible for him to get past. Locks the tyres up again, and he carries on. So Cliffy currently running in 8th position, but he's pitted on lap 1 for a wing, and he's holding off CCbrain and Big C in decent style. But for some drivers, it will be a 2-stop because of the sheer battling done, but I believe the top 3 won't be stopping again. Oogie, Azeem and Cherry2Pie, well, they haven't stopped today, will obviously be on a 1-stop strategy. Some of the other drivers below QPRBeasts, I think QPRBeasts will be on a 1-stop, though he'll be very slow at the end because he had a fairly short stint on the ultra soft, so he's just going to have to keep going. So it's going to be a mix. I think some drivers will definitely be 2-stopping. Cliffy is one of them, but he had to pit on lap 1, but he's going to go on the ultra softs, so it could be a favourite for the fastest lap here today, and that promotes CCbrain and Big C to 8th and 9th respectively. Just going to have a quick look at Lickle actually, because he's closed in on the only Red Bull currently in the points. Yes, I mean, this track should be a 1-stop, but if you battle way too much or you get damaged, then it can become a 2-stop. But it's marginal, the 1-stop. If you wreck your tyres, then you can risk a punch at the end. But for the drivers at the front, they should be 1-stopping. And those outside the top 10 definitely should be, because they would typically be not using the ultra softs at all. QPRBeasts then. It's close onto the back of Oogie Azeem, and Oogie Azeem peels off then into the pit lane. Super softs for Cliffy then. He's come out in 12th position. 10 seconds behind Lickle though. So he's going to have to get a move on. He's got enough laps though, maybe to have half a chance of getting into the points. Cherry2Pie pits as well. So what is it then? Super softs for Oogie Azeem. Cherry2Pie also super softs. No, ultra softs for Oogie Azeem. So we've got one runner at least onto the ultra softs. So that's good. We're going to see what sort of pace they have at this stage of the race. Oogie Azeem's actually come out ahead of Cliffy still. So Oogie Azeem still has a chance to get into the points. Let's have a quick look at the front. So we're going to stick here actually, because Lickle got a decent exit out of that corner. He's going to have Cherry2Pie, Oogie Azeem and Cliffy behind him. So 3 very fast cars looking to to make advantage of the soft runners up ahead. So Lickle, he's been, you know, catching Paudie, but the hunting could be about to become the hunt here, because Lickle's going to have such a disadvantage in tyres, and look, he runs wide. He's going to have virtually no chance of defending this place. He's going to be overtaken even before turn 9. And I think Lickle's going to peel off into the pit lane by the looks of it. Is he? Yes, he is. So he's looking to go onto the ultra softs. So he's had enough of those softs. He's going to be probably down at about 13 by the time he comes out. Let's have a look at Big C, because Big C has closed the gap to CCbrain, and in fact he's side by side with him. He dives down the inside. He's on the ultra, the super softs on my screen, but he says on the softs on the side, so graphical glitch, I'm not sure. He's past CCbrain, moves up to 6th. Joelianomanu picks up a penalty. We're going to go back to Cherry2Pie, who's now trying to look for a move past Paudie. As Blizard drops out of DRS range of Lewis, but he's just got to keep within 6 seconds. Cherry2Pie, he's got to get on with it, because Oogie's him. Oh, he's gone for a lunge on the inside, and they make contact. It wasn't pretty, but Cherry2Pie moves up to 8th. He had to get the move done quickly, because Azeem is rapidly catching Paudie with the ultra softs he has. So, unfortunately, I think Paudie is going to face a real struggle to finish into the points now. Cherry2Pie moves up to 8th position. Azeem sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:07.530 on the old sauce, but I suspect Lickle will go even faster than that when he does his first flying lap in anger. He's already within 1.2 seconds of Paudie, so Paudie's already been passed by one car with superior tyres, and now he's going to have to try to defend desperately against another one. So most of the battles going on outside the top 3. Abiodun is looking good for his first podium in PSGL F1, unless I'm very much mistaken. We follow on with Azeem to see how much grip he has compared to Paudie. So let's compare Paudie's exit at the end of sector 2 to Azeem. Look how wide Paudie goes there onto the curbs. Now Azeem well within DRS range. Down the final corner they go. Paudie got a poor exit. Those softs are really dying out on him. But Azeem, will he go for a move in turn 1, or will he wait? No, he's going to wait. Wasn't quite close enough, but he can get a better exit. Put the traction down, and then maybe think about a move at turn 3. Paudie, well, can he go defensive? Does he have the time? Lickle goes even quicker than Oogie, a 1:07.052. He's absolutely smashed the fastest lap of the race. Paudie gamely goes on the traction out of turn 3 and actually maintains the place. Oogie is even frustrated for the time being. You do sense it's only a matter of time before Oogie gets past the Red Bull. It's not been a great race for Red Bull at their home event. Joelianomanu, well down the order. Stick with this battle for the time being. Is he looking for a move down to turn 9 maybe? No. Wanted to see what Cliffy and Lordyboy were doing because they're close, but I'm going to stick with this. Oogie Azeem shaping up a move for 9th position as we get a nice helicopter view of the grandstand as they cross the line. Lap 27 of 36. This race has flown by. Oogie Azeem will dive down the inside. Can he get the car slowed down? Yes, he does. And Oogie Azeem goes on the traction and he's got the move done, surely. But, you know, will Paudie come back at him as the camera continues to follow them up to turn 3? Paudie looks half looks for a move back, but no, you can just see the traction that Paudie has compared to Oogie Azeem is so different, unfortunately. So let's have a look at Joelianomanu, currently last on track of the 14, still running out of 16. Goes really deep into turn 3. Lordyboy and Joelianomanu have been battling each other so hard in this race. So for those of you in the chat, what have been your enjoyable moments of the race, and do you think Blizard will win this race because of the fact that he doesn't have as many penalties as Lewis. Joelianomanu attempts to get past for what will only be 13th position. Look at that, Cherry2Pie is within 3 seconds now of CCbrain, so the battle for 7th may not be over yet, and AMS is within 1.4 seconds of QPRBeasts, so we could get a few grandstand finish battles. This is the closest one on track at the moment. Can Joelianomanu get past? Joelianomanu, no DRS at the moment. He's closing onto the Ferrari. What do you think about a move down at turn 3? He tried that earlier in the race and it went horribly wrong for him. Lordyboy runs wide, and that's going to give half a chance for Joelianomanu. These two drivers know each other very well. Cherry2Pie picks up a 3-second penalty. That's going to make his move. And now, side by side, the red and red Bull go. It's not for any points, but it's certainly for pride. Lordyboy runs wide onto the gravel, and Joelianomanu picks up 13th position. A bit of pride restored for Red Bull. A bit of a cheer, if even a grim cheer, from the Red Bull team. It's Christian Horner, you know, oversees yet another poor race for his team. Cliffy is close to him, 1.2 seconds, so even the consolation of a point may not be on offer for Red Bull. As we go on to lap 29, there's 2.4 second gap between the top two, the two BSR drivers. So Lewis, Blizard, Abiodun, QPRBeasts and AMS is your top 5 for the time being. Big C 6 seconds behind AMS in 6th. Then we have CCbrain, Cherry2Pie, Oogie, Azeem and Paudie making the top 10. But Cliffy looking to make a move on Paudie to get back into points. Just you know, it's so unfortunate. What a great start he made at this, when the lights went out to get past his teammate. And he was challenging for 2nd place, and who knows if that move had stuck and he hadn't had that multiple contact, which was just a racing incident really, he may have even challenged Lewis. Such as his form being at late. Lordyboy has got back in front of Joelianomanu. Wow. Well, these two are giving us quite a show, aren't they? I'll have to go back to Cliffy in a moment because he's looking very good to make a move. But Joelianomanu just can't get this move done on Lordyboy. For whatever reason. He's going, oh, he's come back. Oh, he's on the grass. Oh, but they will go again, I'm sure. But we'll go back to Cliffy now. One Red Bull gets overtaken by Ferrari, another Red Bull is under threat from his fellow Renault powered car, and it's Cliffy, who goes onto the grass so for a second. Liverpool picks up a 3-second time penalty. Cliffy will dive to the inside and moves up to 10th position, but can Paudie come back at him at all? So we ride with the Red Bull down to turn 4. Will he go for a dive back down the inside? No, he will not. And AMS is close to within 7/10 of a second on AMS, so the battle for 4th is not over. And Cherry2Pie is right behind CCbrain, so we're getting a few nice battles as the race draws to its conclusion. So let's go on board with this battle between CCbrain and Cherry2Pie. I mean, Cherry2Pie, a very solid stint on the softs early on, could still have a chance of finishing 6th place because Big C's not far down the road. Can CCbrain? CCbrain tries to defend the place. Side by side into turn 1 they go. And CCbrain has the inside. Can CCbrain switch back? No, it's a poor exit from CCbrain. So it's going to have to go again. It's going to get the slipstream, the toe of the Williams ahead. Big lock of the brakes. It's not a great exit from Cherry2Pie, so he's going to have to defend again. And nice of you to join us in the end, Remco. As Cherry2Pie dives down the inside and moves up to 7th place, and now he will think about giving chase to Big C. He's only 1.9 seconds up the road, and with the superior tyres he's got, he could cut that advantage pretty quickly. Now what about Joelianomanu? Can he get back past Lordyboy? This has been one of the battles of the race, despite the fact it's not for any real points. No, Joelianomanu not close enough to challenge this time. And CCbrain, he's just lost a place to Cherry2Pie, down to 8th, but he could be about to lose another one because Oogie Azeem is rapidly closing in on him on the ultra softs. Just keep an eye on Joelianomanu for a few more moments. Yeah, he's getting close, so close. He went on the grass previous lap. Joelianomanu switches back to left. He's surely not going to go for a move around the outside at turn 9. No, he comes off the brakes, but he switches back to Lordyboy, and that is a fantastic overtake from Joelianomanu. He went off the brakes and just let Lordyboy make a mistake, but now they're side by side once again towards turn 1. Lordyboy comes back at him. Oh, and he's chipped off a bit of his wing, I think. Joelianomanu comes back at him. What a battle this is. It's a shame it's only for 13th place. But yeah, Joelianomanu, in my opinion, that was the move of the race between turn 9 and 10. Fantastic stuff. And the crowd really applauded that on the big screen. Back they go again. We'll have to look at Oogie Azeem shortly. He's now in DRS range, and Lordyboy dives back down the inside once again. Probably, let's have a look at Oogie Azeem now. He's very close now to the back of CCbrain. It's a shame we had to go away from that fantastic battle between Lordyboy and Joelianomanu, but this is 4 points. Lap 33 then, 4 to go including this one. Oogie Azeem is going to try and move up to 8th place. CCbrain going defensive to the inside. That's all he can really do. Can he try and squeeze Oogie out to the outside? Actually gets his braking done very nicely. Now, we have to switch our attention though, because QPRBeasts is really struggling now. He's really struggling. He's been on those softs longer than AMS. He's been on them quite a while. So AMS now looking to move up to 4th position, which would be a really good result for him. In fact, it would equal his best result of the season. He got 4th position back at Belgium. So he'll be very keen to get this done. QPRBeasts has dropped so far off the top 3, just not able to make the tyres last. We have to go straight back to Oogie Azeem. Oh, Oogie Azeem's lost it. He must have made contact with CCbrain. Wish I'd seen that. Or maybe he just spun himself, but he's dropped out of the points. So Paudie's back into the points. Oh, what a shame for Oogie Azeem. He's looking so quick. So we go straight back to the battle for 4th place. QPRBeasts holding him off now. The top 3 then, Lewis, Blizard, Abiodun, they're nowhere near each other, so they're just looking to bring the car home. But at the moment, Blizard still within that 6 seconds. I don't think he's got any penalties. Can't afford to pick up any, otherwise he will not win this race. He's over 3 seconds behind Lewis now. So can AMS close in, and Big C has been caught by Cherry2Pie as well, although Cherry2Pie has 6 seconds of penalties, so Big C may well still finish in 6th place. We're about to find out, as Lordyboy has been overtaken by Joelianomanu as well, and they've oh, and QPRBeasts has run wide. Is that a puncher for QPRBeasts? No, it's not. He's just one right. A big moment for QPRBeasts, and he has dropped down to 5th position. And AMS, it's been a solid drive from the McLaren driver today. The only McLaren driver running, of course, with Ashbest not here, so he's keeping them in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship. It's now 4 seconds between Lewis and Blizard. Blizard is dropping off the pace big time. So let's have a look at Cherry2Pie. He's right behind Big C. This would be a nice moment for Cherry2Pie if he can pass the 7-time champion. It's going to be easier said than done. Big lock of the tyres from both of them. Cherry2Pie on the fresher tyres at the moment. So we're about to begin the final lap of this race. Cherry2Pie challenging for 6th as Lewis begins the final lap of the race. He's got a 4.2 second advantage. Blizzard really just has to avoid penalties. But I don't remember seeing a penalty for Blizzard unless it popped up at the same time as someone else. Lewis definitely has 6 seconds at least. We're heading back to Cherry2Pie as he attempts to overtake Big C, but Big C gets a good exit out of turn 1, so it's not going to happen here. Both of them actually catching QPRBeasts pretty quickly. So see the overall gap. Huge gap to 4th place between the leader. Cherry2Pie then. Will he go for a lunge down at turn 4? He will not. We'll have to go back to Lewis in a minute because he is about to finish the race. Can QPRBeasts hold on to 5th because he's dropping time massively? And can Big C defend it? No. Cherry2Pie will not get the move done. As Lewis then crosses the line to win the Austrian Grand Prix, but will he finish first and effectively take the championship? Blizzard crosses the line. Blizzard has won the Austrian Grand Prix in PSGL F1. His first victory in PSGL F1. What a performance from Blizzard. He's kept it clean, unlike his fellow VSR driver. He has done it. Absolutely brilliant for the Haas driver. We have a new winner in PSGL F1. Abiodun with a brilliant podium for Ferrari. AMS in 4th. QPRBeasts in 5th. Nixie in 6th. Cherry2Pie in 7th. Let's go back to the race winner as he celebrates on his cool down lap. What a brilliant drive. He really gave Lewis a run for his money. I think in out and out race pace Lewis was superior today, but Blizzard kept it clean. Those 2 penalties have prevented Lewis from winning the championship today. He will have to try again next week at Russia, at a track where penalties will likely decide it, because it's one of the most treacherous tracks for penalties all season. Look at that, punching the air with delight. He may not have gone into his race expecting that result, but he has done it today. What a brilliant drive there. And what a really entertaining that race that was, especially in the last sort of quarter of it. We saw some great battles up and down the field. As PSGL F1 delivers, I think, not only an entertaining race like last week, but a much cleaner one as well overall. So that's good to see. As the Haas team celebrate with delight as Blizzard takes this victory. With Lewis in second, it's a great podium today. 2 drivers who haven't been on the podium this season. Although actually no, to be fair, Blizzard was on the podium at Italy last week. I forget about that. So here's our provisional race result then for the PSGL F1 Austrian Grand Prix. Blizzard takes the victory. Lewis in second. Abiodun in 3rd, AMS in 4th, QPRBeasts in 5th, Big C in 6th, Cliffy recovering from that lap 1 incident to 7th, Cherry2Pie in 8th, decent driving in but penalties costing him in the end, CCbrain in 9th, and Paudie picks up the final point. A little bit of pride for Red Bull at least. Oogie, well, he really unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened to him. Must have been some contact with CCbrain, or maybe just lost it at turn 9 pushing a bit too hard, but unlucky for him. Joelianomanu in 12th. Great battle of Lordyboy, wasn't it? That was a lot of fun to watch. And Lickle and Lordyboy are your final finishers. And then we had Npyne and MaxiLuca are your only retirements for the race. So we are going to do the podium interview. So just bear with me. Going to give them an invite now. So just a bit of blue screen for a few moments. Okay, 1 minute, guys. For God's sake. No one's... People always set their status offline for some reason. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Oh, we are about to be joined by the race winner, hopefully. Right, bear with us, guys. Right, well, still waiting for the other two, so if someone can invite, for some reason Lewis is not appearing on my friends list for some reason, so one of you can invite him, that'd be great. But we will start here with the race winner, Blizard. You've done it, your first win in PSGL F1. You drove the cleanest race, if not the fastest, but that is the secret to success sometimes. So what are your thoughts? Fair enough. Well, unexpected controversy there from Blizard. Well, apparently Lewis is not going to join the podium for whatever reason. I think Blizard, possibly you haven't got your party chat set to sharing because no one could hear you. So we may. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk to you again. Abiodun, have you got your voice shared?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Right, well, as Lewis is not here, we go to third, and Abiodun, he's got his first podium in PSGL F1 with a really good drive. I mean, he took advantage of the mixed conditions qualifying to get far up the grid, avoided a bit of contact at the start, and finishes in a really well-deserved third place. You must be delighted with your best result so far in PSGL F1.
Yeah. Like I said in chat, I just feel like I've won the championship because I practiced so hard today. From when I woke up from like 10 o'clock, so just really happy to get the podium out of it.
Yeah, well, sometimes sweating does pay off, and it certainly has for Ferrari today, and with that result, Ferrari unlikely to be the team who finished bottom of the Constructors' Championship, so Arito Bene and all the guys in Maranello will be delighted with your performance today. Well, we'll hear from Blizard again because he's got his voice set up now. So Blizard, if you can just share your thoughts on the race win today.
Radio check. Can they hear me? Before I start blabbering.
Can the people in the chat hear the race winner of the PSGL F1 Austrian Grand Prix? Just about to find out. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, well, not gonna lie, that was a complete sweat session. As soon as I knew Louis had those penalties in lap 21, I just tried to stay in DRS. And if slipstream and DRS weren't a thing in that race, then I probably wouldn't have got that.
So where do you go from here, Blizard? I mean, you've won your first race. You seem to be, starting to find some really good race pace. Do you think you could? I mean, obviously F1 2018 is going to be a different game, of course, but if you can carry that sort of form into that game, do you think you could challenge for the title next season if you are around?
Yeah, I think I can. I also need more time to grind and sweat.
Well, there's plenty of that to go. Right, well, I just want to thank you guys for coming into the podium too, and everyone who watched another very entertaining race. As I say, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. I'd really appreciate that. And well, the big story is Lewis could not seal the title today with Ashbest losing, 3 races from absence. So he will have to go again next week for the Russian Grand Prix. So we will see you then for that particular race, same time on GamingAlimonda. So thanks for watching and see you next time.